Hello again everybody, welcome to another edition of On the Range, and today I'm up in the Flaming Cliffs 3 Su-25, and we're going to look at employment of the Kh-29L Kedge. It's a big semi-active laser homing weapon that is great for big hardened targets such as bridges, bunkers, or anything you want to take out. It's got a, like I said, a big warhead, 700 pounds more or less of explosive weight, so compare that to like a Mark 82 that has like a 192 pound warhead, or a Mark 84 with a 945 pound warhead. It's closer to like a Mark 84 size, and it should be a lot of fun to employ. Now let's go ahead and get set up for this release, and the procedures here are going to be the same for pretty much any kind of a guided missile release you make in the Su-25. So let's go ahead and start by going to the air-to-ground mode, and that's keyboard command 7. Now we can see on our armament control panel that I have the two center stations highlighted in orange, and that means those stations are selected. I have missile in use, and at this point I'm ready to fire. All I need to do is get lined up on the target and go through the rest of the procedure. Now the target I have in mind is out here to the left. If I can find it, I think I'll be able to recognize it once I roll back in. Yeah, there it is, marked with some red smoke out there. So let's go ahead and get lined up in this target. Now this is a pretty good standoff weapon. It's comparable to, say, a AGM-65 on the US side of things, about a 6-mile max range, but you're really going to be limited by the range at which you can achieve and maintain a good track. You're going to use the reticle that's displayed right there in your gun sight, and once you are established on the run-in towards the target, and I'll come right here just to line up, I'm going to go active on my laser designator. You can see that the green light comes on to indicate that the laser designator is active. Now I'm going to line up on the target. I'm going to designate the target to ground stabilize the marker. Now the trick here is going to be to maintain good trim, because at this point I can slew the reticle around, but if you're moving around, like I'll be in a, say for example, a left-hand bank here, if I try to slew it, say to the right, the bank and the aircraft movement overrides the slew that I can effectively make. So achieving a good trim and maintaining steady level flight is going to be important here. Now let me come back around real quick and set back up on this, and we'll go ahead and employ it. Okay, so coming back around, set up in that same general location, I'm going to activate my laser designator. I'm going to slew my reticle around, or just fly the reticle to the right general location, and I'm going to designate the target, and that will ground stabilize the reticle. Now you'll immediately notice that I have a red light on the right side of the gun sight. That means that I'm within range, and I must have been right at the edge of it when I designated. So now I'm going to slew the reticle over, maintaining good trim, and I'm going to fire the weapon. Now I can still make some adjustments as the weapon is in the air, but again, good trim is extremely important here, and you can see that I've kind of botched this one, and that's actually a very good point to make, is that when you fire the weapon, assuming you have two weapons on, when you fire the first weapon, the trim goes way out of whack, and you start to roll into the direction of your remaining weapon. So that makes additional corrections to the aim point on the ground almost impossible. As you saw right there, it can be done, but just be aware that when you fire the weapon, that is going to happen, so that you can compensate, hold the aircraft steady, and then start to slew the reticle over to the target to make some more fine corrections. So let's come back around, set up on that one more time, and we'll see if we can get a good hit. Okay, now this time around, let's go for a target that I have in mind for an upcoming mission. I'm going to take out a bridge, which is a perfect target for this type of weapon. Now, to recap, select keyboard 7 to enter air-to-ground mode. On my armament control panel, you can see that I have an orange over my station with my remaining Kedge on it, and I have missile selected as my weapon type. At this point, I just need to find my target, so let's go ahead and look out here in the distance. And yeah, this one will do. So let's go ahead and activate the laser designator. I've got my green light on. Let's go ahead and fly the reticle over to the target, designate, and now let me slew it on over, maintaining good trim. That should be perfect right there, actually. Now I just need to wait until I'm in range. I'm waiting for this red light to come on to tell me that I'm within range. and the release will be inhibited until that light comes on. Okay, I have the light. Let's go ahead and fire the missile. I just need to maintain lock and track on that target until the missile impacts. Okay, so far so good. Should be getting impact any time now. There we go. Looks like it was a little bit off. I was going for the main support right there. It looks like it just either punched through it or I just missed the thing. But that's the idea. That's a couple of examples of how to, well, not very successfully at all now to look back on this, but at least using the principles I showed here, particularly maintaining good trim and steady flight as you're lining up on the target and getting that reticle into a good position to track. You can be sure that you're going to have success with either the Kedge or any of the guided missiles that are available on the Su-25. So that's going to do it for this edition. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.